Good morning, class. I'm your science teacher. My name is Kenneth Irfan, and we are going to start the subject of science. I just want to show you a book. This is your book, Creative Science, Revised Edition, course book number 5. Okay, first of all, I want to ask you, what is science? Science is the study of environment. Science is the study of surrounding. When we see around us, there are a lot of things. Some are non-living and some are living things. And some things which we cannot see with our naked eye, these are called microorganisms. It means around us, there are three kinds of things: living things, non-living things, and microorganisms which we cannot see with naked eye, and we see these microorganisms with the help of microscope. So the study of all these things, living, non-living, and microorganisms, is called science. So when we see the living things are of two types: plants and animals. So we are going to study about the plants today, and the chapter which we are going to start is Unit 1, Plants and Animal, Chapter number 1, Reproduction in Plants. It means, see, reproduction in plants, this is the chapter number 1, and the unit 1 is plants and animal. We are going to study plants and animal, but in this chapter we are going to study the plants, and the topic is reproduction. When we talk about reproduction, definitely it is necessary to understand that what is reproduction. For example, I have written reproduction. What is reproduction? When the living things produce young ones like them, this is called reproduction. In your book, it is written, living things produce young ones like themselves. This is called reproduction. Like animals, they have babies like them. For example, if you have any pet animal at your home, the babies, they give birth, the babies, and the baby look like them. Many birds lay eggs, and when the eggs are hatched, newborn babies arise from the eggs and they look like their parents. Likewise, human beings, they have their own babies like them. So this, to produce the new young ones by the parents, this is called reproduction. So if we talk about the plants reproduction, as the chapter is showing reproduction in plants, so plants have different parts. They have roots, they have stem, they have leaves, they have flowers, they have fruits. But which part is necessary for reproduction? Means which part is necessary for the new plants? So these are the flowers. See, these are the flowers which are the necessary part for the reproduction. Okay, so for this I just want to show you, as I have drawn at the board, this is the flower. The first part, which is green in color, this is called pedicel, and the first part, which is green in color, they are called sepals. They protect the flower. And the colorful part, different color, very attractive color, the flowers are of different colors, and these attractive colorful part is called petals. These are first two parts, sepals and petals. And the third part is this one. I'm just going to show you. This is called called stamen. This is called stamen. Stamen have two parts. I have drawn the stamen here, and it has two parts, anther and filament. This is called the male part of flower, and it has two parts, anther and filament. Anther is the upper part and it has spores, spore-like structures. These are called pollen grains. These are called pollen grains. It has a sac on it, and in this sac, pollen grains. Pollen grains are yellow powdery color grains which are present on the anther, and this part is called filament, which is attached with the flower. So the whole is called stamen, which is called male part, and these pollen grains take very important part for the production of new plants. I will tell you the whole process of reproduction. So here we have discussed reproduction. Sepals. Sepals are the green color part, and they protect the flower when it is bud. For example, I just want to show it's the bud of a flower. Up till now, it has not become flower, it is bud. But these are called, for example, I am going to separate it. This is called sepal. This is called sepal. If I just want to remove the sepals, see, this is called the bud. This is called bud. It is the flower. It will become flower. Okay. Now I am going to show you that it has become flower. These are the sepals, and now the petals, colorful petals have produced. You are watching, these are colorful petals. Okay, and these are the smaller petals around it. These all colorful part is called petals. I am going to remove these petals from this flower. Okay, and we have discussed anther. See this. All these yellow color, these are called stamen. These are called stamen. For example, I am just going to remove the stamen from it. These are called stamen, and this is a sac present on it. The sac present on it, it has the pollen grains. Okay, these all stamen I have removed from the flower, and now the part which will arise, that will be called as carpel. I will show you from the board as well. So this is called carpel. As you are watching, this is looking like this one. This is carpel, the female part of flower. The male part of flower is called stamen, and the female part of the flower is called carpel. Carpel itself has three parts. The upper part is called style, and then this part, this portion is called stigma, and this oval part is called ovary. This oval part is called ovary. Inside the ovary, there are some ovules. This whole is called the female part, and the female part is called carpel. Okay, now I just want to show you the inside part of the flower, and just see, this is the female part of the flower, and inside the ovary, these are called ovules. Watch the ovules. These grains which are present at my finger, these are ovules. See the ovules. Okay, so ovules are present. Okay, now see, when the pollen grains, for example, these are pollen grains, and different insects attracted by the plants, and these petals attract these insects for the nectars. When these insects come at the flower, the pollen grains are attached with the legs, and now when it sits and other flower, they just transfer these pollen grains at the style, means at the carpel, and when they transfer the pollen grains from one flower to another flower, this is called pollination. This is called pollination. Means the transfer of pollen grains from the male part of one flower to the female part of another flower. This is called pollination. Now they have transferred, and when the pollination process completed, these pollen grains rises a tube, and these pollen grains come in this and fuses with the ovule. When these pollen grains come and fuses with the ovule, this is called fertilization. This is called fertilization. And the agent which transfer the pollen grains from one flower to the carpel of another flower, they are called pollinators. And the process, when the process completed, the pollen grain fuses with the ovules, and they are fused with the ovule, and these ovule changes into seeds, and the ovary ripen into fruit. That's why the seeds are present inside the fruit, and from these seeds new plants arises. So we have seen sepals, petals, stamen, carpel. The process of pollination, fertilization, and pollinators. The process of pollination, the first step is the pollinators receives pollen from the stamen of the first flower. Second step, and deposit it on the stigma of the next flower. And the third, the pollen moves down the style to combine with the ovules in the ovary. And now I just want to show you the structure of seed. In your book, you are said to soak the seeds for the whole night, and I have done it for you. And I just want to show you the structure of the seed. These are the grams, and I'm just going to peel the seed coat because they are soaked, so it is very easy to peel the seed coat. This layer is called seed coat. As shown, the structure of the seed, this is the gram, and now I have peel off the seed coat. Seed coat is the outer covering of the seed and it protects the seed. So this is the seed of the gram. When the seed coat is peeled off, now it has two halves. You are watching, it has two halves. These two parts are called cotyledons. This is the food for the plant until it is arise from the ground, because the plants prepare their own food with their leaves in the process of photosynthesis. But when they are grown in the ground, so till that time these cotyledon is the food for the plant. Okay, see, this is the portion which I am just going to separate. Yes, this is the portion. The upper part, it will changes into plumule, and the lower part will changes into radicle. So these are two cotyledons, and the upper part will changes into shoot, and this shoot arises from the plumule, and the radicle changes into roots. Roots go downward towards the water and shoot go upward towards the light, because they will get the light and then they prepare the food for themselves. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you that structure of the seed. Cotyledons. Seeds are of two types. See, these are the rice. These are rice, but they have only one part. The seed coat is already removed and it has only one part. This is called monocot, and this is gram. This is gram, and it is divided into two halves. So this is called dicots. So when the seed coat is peeled off, and if they are divided into two parts, they will be called as dicots. And if inside the seed coat there is only one part, they are called monocots. Monocots like wheat, maize and rice, and the dicots different pulses, grams, peas. These are the examples of dicots. Now the seeds are produced, and we will see that how the new plants can be produced. It can be done only by the dispersal of seeds. When the seeds are dispersed from the parent plant to different parts of the different other parts, then they germinate in the soil. So let's see from your book. Dispersal of seeds. After seed is formed, it has to be dispersed. Dispersal means scattering of seeds from parent plant before they touch the soil. So there are different ways, as you are watching at the board. There are different ways of dispersal. Explosion. First is explosion. The seeds are inside a pod. See, these are the pods like the peas, and these are bean pods. So the seeds are inside the pod bursts open and the seeds are ready for dispersal. The explosion shoots the seeds out and away from the parent plant. Peas, beans and violets. These are the type of flower. Violets are use this method of dispersal. And the next is dispersal by wind. These plants have very lightweight seeds. Wind disperses the seeds of many plant trees and weeds. The seeds are usually small, flat, dry and light in weight. Fine hair help cotton and silk seeds to remain in the air. These seeds float in the air and after a long time drop down. Maple and dandelion seeds are also dispersed by wind. So these are the examples of dispersal by wind. We have seen explosion and dispersal by wind. The third is dispersal by water. Coconut and water lily have seeds that are dispersed by water. These seeds have a covering that traps air. Air helps the seeds to float in water and keeps the seeds dry. So the fourth method is dispersal by animals. Many animals can help to disperse the different seeds. Brightly colored fruits and berries are fleshy inside. These fruits and berries have hard seeds. These hard seeds are dispersed by animals. So the way when the animal eat these fruits, their seeds are very hard that they cannot be digest. So in they come out from their bodies in the form of feces, but these seeds are not digested. So when they drop these feces at any place, so these seeds are dispersed from one place to another. You can read it in this paragraph. And the example of this is mango, jamelon and tomato. Dispersal by fire. Fire is dispersal agent of few plants of the pine family. The jack pine and logpole pine give off their seeds only when they sense the high temperature of the fire that kills the parent plant and clears the ground for the seeds to germinate. So these are different ways. The first is dispersal by explosion, dispersal by wind, dispersal by water, dispersal by animal and dispersal by fire. Let's go towards the homework. You'll have to prepare a very good and homework in a good handwriting. So definitely you will make the title page of this chapter and then you will come come at page number 13. This homework is present. See, explain the process of pollination. You can see from the book and explain the parts of flower. Draw a well labeled diagram to show the parts of flower. Definitely first you will explain the parts of flower in written form, then you will draw the diagram as I have drawn at the board and you will label different parts and you can take the help from book page number 5. This is the label diagram of flower. Then the question number 4. How are seeds dispersed by wind? You will only tell one way how the seeds are dispersed by wind as I have explained right now, and there are two definitions I have given you in the homework: dispersal of seeds and reproduction. You will define these two terms and then you will come to part C, page number 13. You will draw this diagram in the copy and then you will label A, B, C and D part. Okay, these are already labeled in your book. You can take the help from your book. Label the part A, B, C, D in the figure and do very neat and colorful diagrams. So thank you very much. Till the next topic.